Labels have become so commonplace that we don't even think about it when we use them. We don't think about the pain that they can cause or the impact that they can have, not only on other people, but also on ourselves. Some of the biggest areas that we see these labels that can cause pain are political labels, labels that have to do with race, labels that have to do with religion, or labels that have to do with sexual orientation. But there are also other labels, things that we may not even consider as a label, that can still have the same effect on people. Labels such as being stubborn, or controlling, or lazy, or even being a perfectionist. So, whichever category we're speaking from, we need to ask ourselves a question. Why is it that we feel like it's okay to label other people? There are so many problems associated with labels. Not only do labels cast a negative view on people, they also carry with them a heavy dose of judgment. And when we do this, it's almost like we're trying to bring someone else down and at the same time lift ourselves up. We would really do well to ask ourselves a couple of questions. Why do we think we are superior to someone else and we get to judge them? And we also should ask ourselves, why do we even feel the need to bring someone else down, and in so doing, elevate ourselves? In the video, we all see the world differently. We talked about ego, and we talked about ego being our sense of our self-esteem or our sense of our self-importance. Now, it would make sense that a person with a healthy ego would not have a need to bring other people down. But instead, a person with a healthy ego would want to lift other people up. So we should ask ourselves, if we feel the need to bring other people down, what is it inside of us that is lacking, that gives us the need to try to elevate ourselves? We know that we would much prefer to have someone trying to lift us up instead of having someone trying to bring us down. And you know, if we could make it a point to start treating other people the way we would like to be treated, we would see so much conflict and division in the world simply go away. Another problem, and maybe one of the biggest problems we see with labeling, is that it stereotypes people. It puts them in a box of how we see people that we have given that label to. And what makes this such a big problem is that instead of us trying to get to know someone, we simply label them. And we label them according to their race, or their religion, or their politics, or their sexual orientation. When we do this, we put them in our own preconceived box based on our judgment of how we see that particular stereotype. Now, I'm fairly certain that none of us want to be thought of as ignorant. You know, ignorant is viewed as a very ugly word by most of us. But the reality is it has a very straightforward definition. Simply defined, ignorance is a lack of knowledge or a lack of information. So the fact is, if we label someone simply based on their race or their religion or their political affiliation or their sexual orientation, then we fit the definition of ignorant, because we have put a person in our preconceived, stereotypical box based solely on that label we have given them, without any information or actual knowledge about that person. The fact is that each one of us are so much more than any label or stereotypical box that we could be put into. It is important for us to recognize that many of us have no idea of the pain that is caused by being put into one of these boxes. It is very important for us to recognize this so that we will not pretend to act like we understand how this feels. And it is very important for us to recognize this so we will not try to minimize what this pain could be like. Instead of doing this, we need to try to open our mind to understand the pain associated with being labeled and being put into a stereotypical box. Now, we're not going to be able to understand this on our own. In order for us to do this, we're going to need to get out into our communities and build relationships with people who have experienced this type of pain. Then, and only then, can we begin to understand what effect this pain can have. Now, this is going to require us to get outside our comfort zone. We're going to have to start interacting with people that we're not used to interacting with, and we're going to have to overcome our fears. This will be necessary for us to do in order to start this process of opening our minds and beginning to gain an understanding of what pain we cause when we label someone. Once we do this, then and only then will we be able to effect changes, not only in ourselves, but also as setting an example for others, to minimize the use of labels, to reduce the judgment of other people, and to stop putting people into stereotypical boxes. Let's all work together to stop using labels, to gain an understanding of the pain we cause when we do label someone, and to help create a world of love without labels. Thank you guys so much for watching Labels, Labels, Labels.
Thanks.
We really hope you like the content of what you saw. Hopefully we can put that into practice in our own lives. If you guys have a comment about the video, please make a comment below or shoot us an email on it. And if you have additional topics you'd like us to cover, again, put a comment or send us an email. We'll try to get to those. Thank you guys.
We want to say thank you so much to our patrons. Everything is possible because of you guys, so
Really
thank you so much. If you would like to become a patron, the link is going to be in the video as well as in the bio below, and you can also get onto it from our website. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys.
If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified next time we release a video, click the notification button. Again, we want to emphasize how important our patrons are. You guys are so awesome, and it couldn't be done without you. Thank you for all the support, from everybody, not just our patrons. You guys are awesome for going on this journey with us. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.